If you have any comments on the show, feel free to provide feedback, questions, or suggestions to lookingupvalley@gmail.com or check out our Facebook page and dedicated website. Thank you very much. Hello, today we're with the 9 Mile Players Theater Group. It's a local volunteer group in Oxford, and we're actually filming from the Oxford Grange House on Route 67, right in the center of Oxford. And we're joined with Jason Coombs, Ashley Veltri, and Ashley Smith, who are all members of 9 Mile Players. So welcome, thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful performing hall here. And Jason, you're managing director of the 9 Mile Players, so maybe you can first talk about what is 9 Mile Players, and how did you come up with such an interesting name for the group?
Okay, well, the 9 Mile Players is a local community theater here in Oxford.
Okay.
It's the very first community theater in Oxford, one of the few in the valley. We are in our second season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were founded in 2010 by Kelly Nelson, who's our artistic director.
Okay.
We're gearing up for our very first big musical, Footloose, getting up in the next year.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's really
and when
cool.
does that take place?
January 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Okay, of 2013.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So 9 Mile Players, the name sounds kind of intriguing. Where did that come from?
The 9 Mile Players name was part of a naming contest that Kelly held within the community. She wanted to give the Oxford community a chance to name their theater group.
Okay.
So the 9 Mile Players plays homage to our history. We used to be part of Derby, and the Oxford citizens used to have to walk 9 miles to Derby to go to town hall and make
That's pretty
decisions
cool.
and vote.
Okay.
So that plays part to our 9 mile history.
Gotcha. That's really good. Yeah, we, as a lot of the viewers of Looking Up a View from the Valley learned, Derby used to be the entire valley with the exception of Shelton. So yeah, that plays into a lot of the things that we've already aired, plus your own history, which is great. Now you mentioned Kelly. Is it? She actually started the group. Can you guys tell me a little bit about her, or what you know about her?
Well, Kelly Nelson, she's our artistic director.
Okay.
She founded the 9 Mile Players back in 2010.
Okay.
It started with a bunch of just acting classes on Thursday nights, which Ashley were part of in the very beginning. But I know
She has a theater background?
Yeah, she has a big theater background. Okay. She took classes with Lewis Burke. He's a Tony nominated director.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's done stuff in New Haven and Oxford.
Okay.
She went to school with me at Western Connecticut State University.
Oh, okay.
That's how I met her.
Oh, okay.
She studied with the Royal Shakespeare Theatre.
Okay. Oh, you met Kelly through Western.
Yeah, working at school, yeah.
And how did you two get to know Kelly?
I used to know Kelly back from when I did theater as a kid. We were in a theater group back then called Footlights.
Okay.
And I was looking for some volunteer work, so
Okay,
Kelly pulled me in.
That's great. And other Ashley, what is your?
I met Miss Nelson back when I was a sophomore in high school. She actually directed our school play.
Okay.
3 of them, and that's how I met her. And when she started this community theater group, she was such a great director with the school. So she started these Thursday night kind of classes. We would do like improv, we would work with Shakespeare works, we kind of whatever we wanted to do. It was more like actors experiencing it through your own kind of techniques and ways and different ways to audition.
Right.
We learned, and then that led into our first play.
Did you have any acting experience prior to meeting her?
Not professional, but I mean, I'd been in school plays before and stuff like that. But she definitely helped me develop a lot with those classes and with her in my school.
Now you go to Oxford High School now.
Yeah.
Did you do anything in plays or anything in either elementary school or junior high? Or anything?
Yeah, I have been doing plays since like 4th grade. I want to say was my first play.
What was that? Which one?
We the People.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Is that sort of like Schoolhouse Rock kind of thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was basically just, we talked about the Declaration of Independence and how America got founded. It was back then it was a lot more, chorus, speaking parts is basically how it was done. And it was really fun though. I mean, just getting started like that, being on stage was awesome.
So when you got to junior high, what did you do?
Then I started doing plays in junior high in Great Oak. We were doing plays. I did plays every year, 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Wow.
I don't remember them exactly.
That's okay. That's okay.
But
Our old age.
yeah, right? Oh, I remember in 7th grade we did Oliver with the high school.
Oh, really?
That's right, we did a combined one because they were looking for a huge group of kids because we did Oliver, so we need like the really young kids, and then we had the high school
That's
kids
good.
playing the adult roles, and it was
And
fun.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about with 9 Mile Players is whether you collaborate when you have a situation like that. Would you collaborate with Oxford High School or perhaps Center Stage in Shelton, another local theater group in the Valley, things like that? But we'll get to that. So we've been talking, Ashley, about your background. Ashley Smith and Jason, what's your kind of your personal, professional, where are you from originally? Are you from the Valley originally? Things like that.
Want to go first?
I'm from Oxford. I was
Okay.
raised here. I used to do theater as a child, probably from about 4th grade up through high
Oh,
school.
same.
Then
Okay.
I exited the theater scene. Now kind of work behind the stage,
Oh, yeah.
making a little debut coming up in Footloose.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
back on the stage after a
Is that
while.
your first stage performance in 9 Mile Players? Everything
Yes.
else has been behind the
Yes.
scenes. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations and good luck. What, do you remember anything you did in elementary school or junior high? Do you remember some of the plays you did or the parts and roles you had?
We did The Matchmaker.
Okay.
We did Sneaky Fish, which we did the high school.
No, it was the middle school
Middle
2
school.
years ago.
Okay.
Did that one. Yeah.
Now, Matchmaker, is that sort of a take on Fiddler on the Roof kind of thing? Or is
It's Hello Dolly without the music.
Oh, hello, Dolly. I forgot she was in Matchmaker. That's right. That's right. Okay. So, and what about you, Jason?
Oh, I've been doing theater since as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to be an actor. I went to the Regional Center for the Arts in
Oh,
Trumbull
really? Oh, okay.
in high school. I did a bunch of shows there, like Schoolhouse Rock, actually. I did Anything Goes, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Went to Pace University in New York for a year, studied theater. I
Okay.
graduated from Western Connecticut State University 3
Wow.
years ago. And I've just been doing theater my
So
whole
do you,
life.
other than 9 Mile Players, do you do any sort of what you consider professional?
Yeah, I've done some stuff with the Bridgeport Theater Company in Bridgeport. I did
okay.
Larry Project last February. I was in a show with the Milford Fine Arts Council,
Okay.
Eastbound Theater Company.
Oh, okay.
The Big Knife a couple months ago. So I've been working pretty steadily, and then
That's
between
great.
doing stuff with 9 Mile Players.
How
as
would you
well.
compare, those gigs to 9 Mile Players?
Well, they are much older, so they have like a bigger base. Like
Right.
Eastbound's been around for 20.
Older as far as how long they've been around.
Yeah.
That's really the clientele.
No, Eastbound's been around for like 20 something odd years. And
Right.
I think Bridgeport Theater Company is fairly new, but they've been around for like 3 or 4 years now. So
Okay.
yeah,
Great. Okay.
so just learning as much as I can from
Yeah.
them and pulling into here.
Sure, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm sure each thing helps you with the other one.
Exactly.
A lot of crossover training. So that's
Exactly.
great. So Kelly basically started with these classes.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, do you remember do you know how long the time was from the time where she started holding the classes and sort of the inception of the idea to when maybe the first show? And the first show was Little Women, is that right?
Yeah, it was Little Women in
Yeah.
December 2011,
Okay.
and she began the classes in 2010, right?
Yeah, but the classes start in like that was like June, July was when the classes started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the play was in December. So
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
she had like about a year of like getting funding with the OCAC,
Okay. And
and
that's the Oxford Culture and Arts.
Yeah,
University?
yep.
Okay.
yeah,
And that's your role now, right? Actually, is to get funding.
she's on the
So
Oxford
like-
Culture.
Oh, you are.
I'm a
You're on-
commissioner.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So yeah, how does that tie in? How do 9 Miles Players tie in? For example, if the OCAC is entitled to a grant, obviously they have other things going on besides 9 Mile Players. So how do they decide? Okay, we're going to give this much to 9 Mile Players, and then there are other grants that are specific to just a local theater. Talk about that.
They are our parent company,
Okay.
so they help us gain funding through grants. We have gotten some specific ones for 9 Mile Players.
Okay.
We received them from the Connecticut Community Foundation.
Okay.
We got one from the Culture and Tourism Department, which is now part of the Economic
That's
Commission.
right. That's right. Of the state of Connecticut.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
And we also got one recently from Catherine Matthews Foundation.
Oh yeah, that funding does a lot of things
Yeah.
for the valley. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so that's good. Now, do you ever take just donations from individuals in the community, things like that? Or,
Yes.
or how? Yeah, that's great. That's good. That's good. So if somebody wants to donate, if someone believes in the arts and things like that, where could they send money, or how does that work?
Well, we have a PayPal account, right, through the OCAC. It's all available on our website,
And your web domain is what?
www.9mileplayers.org.
And that's spelled out 9 Mile Players.
Yep, all
Okay.
yeah.
Or you can send a check to 9 Mile Players, P.O. Box 532 in Oxford, Connecticut 06478.
Excellent. Now, we had talked earlier, you guys are a charitable organization, but not necessarily 501c3, is that what it is?
Correct.
So it's potential, I guess, it is still a charitable donation. Yeah, you should definitely check with your tax preparer as far as how much of it is deductible, if any. So.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. That's good to know. And then as far as overseeing the finances, is that also your job?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, good. That's good. And I guess maybe to that point, how has the group been doing? In other words, from the time it started, I imagine there was some kind of wait for grants and things like that. Is it to a point, I know it's only been 2 years, but is it to a point where it's sort of self-sustaining a little bit, or are you still sort of in this,
We're moving in that direction.
Okay.
We started off with grant funds, and our first show sort of went through the funds, and then we were able to build them up again with grants. And our last show was actually extremely profitable.
Okay.
So that's good on our end. We had the interest, we had the
Which
community behind us.
Which show was that?
You Can't Stop the Beat. It was
Oh,
our
okay.
musical review in June of 2012.
Okay, and were you all in it?
I was.
Oh, you were in it. Okay, what is You Can't Stop the Beat about?
Well, it was just a musical review where they just took a collection of songs from
Different movie
You
musicals.
can say it's better.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
No, we did different songs from different movie musicals. We did some stuff from like Mary Poppins, which Ashley played Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
We
Okay.
did some stuff from Hairspray.
Okay.
Into the Woods.
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, is that an actual musical? I'm familiar with the movie.
It's a movie musical, but there's like lots of music in it.
Oh, so
we kind of
so it
been.
didn't necessarily have to be a musical
Yeah.
per se, and not a movie. You would do it that way.
Yep.
So did you more like Grease and things like that?
Yeah, we did Grease. Yeah.
Brent was in there.
Yep, we did a little bit of from Rent. We did a bunch of little bits from everything. And we had like a really big, diverse cast from not just Oxford, but we had some people from Seymour, Southbury,
Oh,
Bridgeport.
really? Oh, that's great.
I think we had someone as
Shelton.
far as Brookfield.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? How do you
yeah.
get the word out? What type of, who does the advertising, and how do you decide how you're going to advertise?
Like mostly Shannon. Well, Shannon Wolf, she's our publicity coordinator. We
Okay.
work with her.
Okay.
We all kind of take like a part of it. Make sure the cast gets the word out. We put press releases in the paper,
Right.
Facebook, our website, Twitter. We have it all.
Sure. And you do like lawn signs too, those kinds of things, and
Mhm.
flyers and things like that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Perhaps we'll put that on later. We could do that. So that's, I mean, that's good. You're obviously getting things out, even though you're a Valley community, you're getting, outside of Valley, which is great. And that's good. And this show is seen not just in the Valley, but online, so you're getting the word out through things like this.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, can you give us a little sample of what you sang during?
I can, yeah, sure. Why not? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That is really good.
Act
Thank
one
you.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good because I can hear obviously the words, but then a little British sort of
Yes, my
Cockney
British
accent kind of thing or
accent.
something going on there. And then there was even some vibrato in there. You were actually doing like a British accent with, vibrating the note, which I thought was really cool. So that's very good. That's very good. Have you taken any like actual vocal training other than 9 Mile Players courses?
Not professionally, no.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've done chorus, but other than
Okay,
that,
but
I
not
just...
any classes, even college classes or things like that.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
No.
Do you have plans to go to college?
I do have plans to go to college. I want to go to Southern Connecticut State University.
Okay.
And I want to be an educational major.
Oh, okay.
Elementary education.
Oh, excellent. That's great.
Okay.
There's a huge need for that. That's great. That's really nice. And Southern has a great program for that. One of the
I'm
best
really
in the state.
excited, and they're really good with their arts too. They have a great drama program as
Yeah,
well.
so you can do both. That's
Exactly.
Good. That's good. Now, do you want to pursue long-term maybe?
I mean, it's a dream and it's definitely a possibility. As far as any,
Right, right.
you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're on your way. You have a great voice, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So now, the other thing I was thinking of when you mentioned all those plays, or I should say, particular musical numbers within multiple musicals, the idea, for instance, I know with Center Stage, copyright becomes an issue. They can't necessarily do a show that's currently on Broadway, or maybe there's a time frame it has to be not on Broadway.
Yeah.
So how do you guys reconcile with copyright?
Well, for Footloose, we had to took us a while to get it. They had to get the rights cleared for it.
Right.
Before you can even like advertise or like announce auditions, you have to make sure you get the rights cleared. They want to know like where you're performing the show, how many seats it holds. I mean, you're one at least. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be doing a show that another theater within 25 miles that he was doing within a certain time period. So you have to get the time,
So
the
it's-
space, everything has to be cleared in advance.
So it's not just about Broadway in New York. If New Haven was doing the show, you have to
Right.
be cognizant of that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we had tried to do another show on
We
the
wanted
play.
to do a Christmas Carol as
Yeah.
well.
And Center Stage
Yes.
is doing it. That's right. I just saw it.
And Bridgeport Theater Company did Christmas Carol too.
Okay, yeah.
It's very popular.
Well, it's probably in a way it's sort of creating this variety.
Right.
Because otherwise we would have a lot of.
Everything
Carol,
comes
Christmas
in-
Carol.
Yeah, exactly. Instead, it forces you. There's plans, especially around the holiday season. There's a lot of different musicals and plays that you can do that relate to the theme and hopefully don't overlap.
Right.
But even legally, you're not able to overlap. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So do you actually handle the applications when you have to find? Are you the one? You are just like the Jacqueline of all trades. That's really good. That's good. I mean, did you have any experience in this before you did anything?
I did it.
That's
I'm a very organized type A type of person,
Oh,
so
that's good.
I'm already good at paperwork and filing and all that. But
Now,
the
what is
theater
your
aspect-
you have a 9 to 5 job or what do you do?
I do. I work in insurance.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure you have to do a lot of
Yes.
finances and paperwork and things like that. What about your job?
I actually work in Norwalk at an extended day treatment
Okay.
for kids who have like experienced trauma or have special
Oh,
needs
really?
and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I get to do drama therapy, or sorry, I can't call it drama therapy, therapeutic drama. So I'm not licensed. We do
Interesting.
therapeutic art, and we do like play therapy with them and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
So is it a healthcare facility that you work in?
It's like we have like a main building that has like healthcare, and then
Okay.
like, the kids come in like after school. And we pick them up from school, bring them home,
Wow.
and they come for 3 to 6 ish.
Oh, wow.
Have snack with us.
And do you actually have them get involved and do?
Yeah, we do. It's more of it's not really like doing a play. It's more
Right.
like doing like kind of like improvisations based on like their feelings. So
Oh, okay.
because like a lot of them can't really talk about what they've been through,
Right.
So it's kind of a way for them to talk about the issues without it being them. They get to play a
Exactly,
character,
right.
project those feelings they may have on somebody else.
That's really good. And in a
It's
way,
really
that's
interesting.
what they call that. I mean, they call it when a professional actor does that, right?
Yeah.
They draw on their own personal
Exactly,
experience,
yeah.
about sadness or happiness or things like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you're now you're using it almost like you say, it's a therapy.
Yeah, it's great.
That's really
Yeah, we
fabulous.
got trained by the Creative Alternatives of New York.
Okay.
And they're like this awesome company, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
we did like 6 months of training for it.
Oh, okay.
And they're great people. It's a great like theory and like
Now you have a bachelor's in theater, right?
Yeah.
From what school?
Western Connecticut State
Okay.
University.
Now, did you minor in anything like that?
I didn't. I didn't really want to. I knew I wanted to do theater, and
No, I guess I'm thinking with respect to the therapy.
Oh, no,
Do you have
okay.
any kind of pre-training or classes or anything?
nope, just regular like BA and like general courses. I did psych. In high school, I did AP psychology, and then like in college, I did like 2 classes.
Right.
So nothing like specialized though.
Now, one of you went to Fordham. Was that you?
That's
also?
me.
Was you? Okay. And what did you study there?
History.
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
That's why she knows about not my players.
that's right, exactly. That was on your first exam. Which valley towns came which did not. That's right. Exactly.
That'll be on Jeopardy someday.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Don't get me started on Jeopardy. So there's something that I read about called the Ultimate Broadway Experience that 9 Mile Players is involved in. If you could speak to that, that'd be great.
Yeah, we decided we wanted to do classes like Kelly has started.
Okay.
So we were thinking of like, what is a cool way that we can have some classes to get a lot of people interested in.
Right.
So instead of just doing like regular theater classes that like Kelly started, we were deciding that we should like try to do like a combination of theater classes, music, like voice classes, as well as dance classes.
Okay.
So in the summertime, we had 2 different age groups, like a 8 to 12-ish, and then like a 13 to 17. And they took classes in dance, theater, and musical theater, like voice.
Right.
And they had like 3 classes. They're 55 minutes each. They rotated. And we also incorporated special workshops for the kids. So they had workshops in stage combat, stage makeup, the music of Glee, like,
Oh, yeah,
like very
that's
silly
right.
stuff. Yeah, a little bit of Shakespeare.
Now that actually makes me think, well, a couple things. One, with the advent of YouTube and things like that, how much do you guys use? I mean, for example, I was actually involved, Center Stage had this open call for a flash mob that we did on July 4th, where it was One Direction's, beautiful song. And I had never heard it before. And yeah, exactly. It actually was, starts out with like 5 people dancing right in the middle of the intermission of the July 4th fireworks.
That's awesome.
The announcer who's reading off all the sponsors acts, surprised, but he knows it's coming. And then like 5 people, then 10 people. But what Gina Scarpa, who's the daughter of Gary and Fran, who run it, she just sent out a video of herself doing the dance for us, so at least you could see it. And then we probably did maybe 1, maybe 2 rehearsals.
Yeah.
But it was fairly straight. It was something where if you were just walking in the park, you wouldn't be able to just, unless you were, I guess, professional. but yet, once you went to rehearsals, it was pretty straightforward and you can pick it up. But I thought that's, what a great idea to actually use YouTube to have, satellite, rehearsals. So everybody just email the link and they can practice. So you could actually do, instead of always having to come to the stage or the theater, have, people could be practicing, on their own more so than they would, before. Have you ever thought of it? Do you do that already? Or?
That's kind of what we're doing. We have, for Footloose, it's like a very dance-heavy show.
Right.
We don't have that much time. Like, our choreographer comes like once or twice a week.
Oh.
So we try to utilize the time by recording a lot and then putting it on YouTube, like in a private link for people to view.
Exactly.
And then you guys can practice at home. At least I hope they do.
We did. I
Oh, no, she does.
Because
She was off book like the first day of rehearsal. It's amazing.
Really?
did. Well, we got the scripts like the 3rd week, so the first day after that.
Wow. Yeah, do non-mouse players have their own YouTube channel? People want to see prior shows or things like that? Do you
There's
ever know?
nothing public on it right now.
Okay.
But there will be.
Yeah,
That's good.
We have some rehearsal clips that we're
Yeah.
looking
Oh,
to
that's a
share.
good idea. That's a good idea.
A little
Plenty of-
sneak peek of Footloose.
Oh, that's a good idea. We actually had, I noticed on your Facebook page, thousands of pictures. You guys
Yeah, we take a lot of
plenty
pictures.
And actually, you had Footloose Christmas ornaments. Did I see that? Is that right?
We do. One of our friends designs ornaments, handmade ornaments. So for our Christmas benefit, she'll be designing us a bunch of handmade, one-of-a-kind Footloose
Wow.
ornaments. And we'll be selling them
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, they look really nice. from what I can see.
She's great. She loves all this crafty stuff. And I
What's
was
her
like,
name?
her name is Kate Solito.
Okay.
And she wants she's in nursing school right now, but she wants to have her own crafts store one day.
Oh,
She's like so
really?
crafty. And I was like,
Wow, that's great.
we're hanging out and I was like, can you make some ornaments for Footloose? And she's like, okay.
And she does it all by herself?
Yeah, I helped her, but mine weren't that good, so we're gonna use hers. But she made like Ariel's red boots. That's I think the picture that was on there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, Ariel is the lead woman in Footloose, right?
That's
And
cute.
Bacon's opposite, I guess, Laurie Singer. Actually,
In the movie, yeah.
The original. And that's you, right? You're
That is
Ariel,
me,
that's right.
yes.
So how do you go from singing, Mary Poppins to many years later doing, or a couple years later, at least doing something like Laurie Singer?
It's personally, it's really not all that difficult. It's just a matter of getting a hold of the character and kind of learning your part. I think as an actor, you should always, when you get a part, research that part. Go on the internet, go find everything you can about it, and try and incorporate as much as you can into how you think she or he should be played.
Now, you also have, you actually also have something called a playwright contest.
Last year, one of the things that was part of one of the grants, I can't remember which one it was for specifically,
Okay.
but one of the grants required us to do a playwriting contest, so Kelly had started that in 2011 was the first year that we did it,
Okay.
and it's open to anybody in Connecticut, can
Okay.
enter a play that's an hour or less, so one straight play, not musical or anything, has to be in English,
Right.
basic rules, can't be already published, so it has to be a fresh new idea,
Okay.
and Bill Metzevier from Southbury won the first contest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wrote this really hysterical play called A Nonfiction.
Okay.
The Red Lantern, A Nonfiction.
Okay.
And it's about these 4 wacky nuns. One's supposed to be played by a man,
Oh,
smokes
wow.
cigars, has this deep, raspy
Oh,
voice.
yeah, that's great.
And there's one that's really gassy.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And she expels lots of gas throughout the show.
Okay.
And one's kind of like dim-witted. She's not very
Right.
bright. Another one was like the straight-laced nun.
Yeah, sure.
And they get stuck in this hotel room during a snowstorm. And this guy comes who like brings them food from like a local diner. He like knows they're there, brings them food, and then they end up figuring out that this guy might be a mass murderer who's killing all people named Mary, and all their names are Mary.
Oh, Sister Mary.
Yeah, Sister Mary. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was great. We did a stage reading of it here at the Grange last February.
Okay.
We're gearing up for our 2012 contest, so
Okay.
take us into the end of the year.
Whose idea was it to have the playwriting contest?
Kelly.
It was.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I mean, like you said, it's a contest. Plus, you might actually get ideas for a future play. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned rehearsal. You guys rehearse here at the Grange.
Mm-hmm.
The performances, though, take place where?
Footloose is taking place at Center School,
Okay.
which is right next door to the Grange.
Right. Right.
But our last show was at the
United Methodist Church on
Okay.
Great Hill in Seymour.
Oh, okay. Sure.
and Little Women was at Center School, so we kind of just rotate.
Oh, okay.
And,
You always rehearse here, pretty much.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
No, but now they have like karate classes here.
Oh,
We have
okay.
our rehearsals and our classes here,
Right.
and they do
Boy
like
Scouts
Boy Scouts in the
uses-
basement.
Is this city owned? Is the city own this building, or who actually? Like, how do you get permission? And is there a fee to use this building?
The Grange Society is the one who owns it currently.
Okay.
And we do pay a small fee to use it.
Okay. Okay.
Debatable.
All right. That's okay. So, what was the other thing we were talking about? Oh, but we actually, we talked about classes before. You did some acting, singing, dancing.
Yeah,
right?
it was Ultimate Broadway Experience.
And, yeah, that's right. But also improv, and I was wondering if you not only do it during the classes, but has there been thought of actually doing a show that's more of an improv show than a script?
Oh, we would love that. We were looking at Awesome 80s Prom, which is like a big improv-based show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but for improv, for people who don't know, it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking like that it might be a little bit too challenging right now, but something you have to work your way up to, believe it or not.
Now, have you
So-
ever done, you personally ever?
Oh yeah, I was a part of the Western Improv group and did improv at RCA.
What makes somebody a good improviser? I mean, what's one or two things if you've never done improv, if you try to focus on doing this, it's good to do.
Just saying yes, just going with the
Oh,
flow.
whatever they do.
Yeah, whatever the person's saying, just go with
First thing
it.
that comes to your mind.
First rule of improv, just always say yes.
Oh, okay.
We did lots of improv for Footloose, like the first couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
The first 3 weeks were like all improv, but it's a bonding thing. So
Right,
like
I
if
was
you're
just
doing
thinking
improv with the same people, you get a feel for what they do, what they don't do, their
Sure.
kind of acting characteristics, I guess would be
Yeah,
way
Yeah,
to put
getting
it.
into character.
And their speaking tendencies, do they come right in? Do they pause first before they speak?
Yeah.
Right. It helped a lot.
Sure.
I think with developing our
That's great.
characters and relationships within
Oh,
the cast, and
absolutely.
we all got to be really good friends. I think
Yeah.
because of it, it
It's a
helped
team-
us
it's
connect.
a team building. thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea.
You wouldn't want to just like play, just be comfortable and like who you are, and not be afraid to be silly in front of people,
Right,
and just
right.
have a good time.
Yeah, because if you just hand everybody scripts and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, nervous.
I would also think the other thing with that is you're going to be focused so much on yourself that you're not going to, whereas improv, it's reacting off of somebody else.
Exactly.
So that, is going to make you a better actor. or
Yeah.
actress.
Absolutely.
Plus, like you said,
Mhm.
so that's a great idea. Anything as far as what's coming up for 2013? Are there any things that you're aware of now at this point? Or?
Well, we're doing definitely Footloose is kicking off the year
Okay.
early January. And we're all like really focused on that, but we're actually having another playwriting contest that we're going to hold. We have another reading for that, hopefully sometime in the spring,
Okay.
and I'm actually having our assistant director and our musical director. They're actually thinking about their next show.
Oh, okay.
I can't really think about that. I'm all like Footloose. Well, I'm like we have to think forward a little
Now,
bit.
you're directing, you're part of the directing
Yeah.
of Footloose, so you're not in it at all? Or?
No, I almost was in it,
Oh, really?
but
What happened?
lack of men. So any men out there want to be in a show, come find us.
We would welcome you with open arms.
No, it's always hard. Like community theater is finding guys. So like the female-male ratio is always much larger.
Right,
So
sure.
and Footloose is kind of a male-heavy show. Like
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah. So-
yeah, we talked about you being Ariel. Can you give us a little sample of Ariel? Either it doesn't have to be a song. It could just be a little part of the script, maybe, or just
Oh,
how she talks.
geez.
If she was down here sitting in this interview, what
If
she
she was sitting here in this interview, she would be ecstatic, actually.
so Ariel, what brings you to Connecticut, Ariel?
Oh my gosh, I'm in Connecticut. This is so far away. I have learned so much. I'm experiencing new places. I can't wait to get out. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm out here. I actually got on the train and left. Can you believe it, Beaumont? Beaumont, where my father looked. You should have seen the look on my father's face. He was so shocked he didn't even move. He didn't even say goodbye to me. He just watched me wave and leave.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Very good. Very
So
good. To your
excited.
point about just going with it.
Exactly. Look at
Yeah.
that.
A little improv with the control.
She's a pro.
That's good.
Sure, we'll go with that.
All of 3 4 years, right? That's great. Very good.